Hi all. I hope everyone are doing great. We all know the effect of Corona right now. So please stay home, stay safe, and learn more. And we are so excited you all are to be part of this webinar. So today in this session, we are going to look at the importance of cybersecurity and the future scope of cybersecurity, need of cybersecurity, and skills required for cybersecurity. Before getting started, let me brief about our company and our services. So TechieFrog is a tech education platform. Our main aim is to provide high quality training to graduates who are looking to get a job in IT industry. Our motto is to make students experts in their chosen technologies. We have our parent company in US called Maxotech Solutions. Through that, we have placed around 300 graduates till now. So let's move on to our services. Coming to our services, we are offering workshops, internships, projects, training, along with placements. If you have any questions or queries, just drop it via chat box. The presentation which I am going to present you will be shared via email within 24 hours. Let me give a brief introduction about myself. I am Sudeep Pasmati. I did my master's in cybersecurity and digital forensics. I'm a certified ethical hacker from EC Council, and I'm also a certified penetration tester. I got 4 years of experience in the field of cybersecurity. I deal with a lot of mobile and web applications to find vulnerabilities, bugs, and loopholes in it. I also do patch assessment to fix those vulnerabilities which we have figured out. So you may have a doubt, what is penetration testing? So pen testing is finding vulnerabilities in an application and exploiting it. That is nothing but entering, gaining access to an application like an hacker, but we take permissions for doing that. So today's agenda, we are going through these topics like overview of cybersecurity, opportunities in cybersecurity, need of cybersecurity, classifications of cybersecurity, cyber attacks, and then we are going to conclude our session. So firstly, what is cybersecurity? So cybersecurity or computer security or IT security, whatever we call it, it is the same. So cybersecurity involves in protecting digital assets from hackers, intruders, and cyber threats. These assets may be a hardware, a software, or an electronic data. Cybersecurity is actually, we have a lot of collection of tools and mechanisms that provide security for our computers, our systems, networks, and data. So let us discuss about internet. Let's see how we are using internet these days. Today, the internet has turned into an integral part of our life. From communicating to banking to shopping to traveling, every aspect of our life is around the internet. Since internet has been widely used, cybersecurity is the primary concern for most of the web users. So even it has become a big headache for most of the IT companies. In the recent times, we have here some big names such as Google, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter has been fallen victims to cyber attacks. And moving on, let's talk about mobile hacking. Like I think every one of us are using smart mobiles these days. I think some of you have joined this webinar through mobiles, right? Yes. And mobile phones along with internet. has made the communication much easier, much faster, and much efficient. So let me ask you a question. What will happen if attacker or hacker got access to your mobile phone? So you can drop a message through chat box. So in most cases, attacker steals our data from data in our phone, and he can track our location and our activities, and he can send messages to others using your name, and he can steal your passwords, right? These are things he can do with when he get access to your mobile. Let me share one real-time incident. If you remember, a few days back, we used to get a WhatsApp forwarded message saying spin and win, like Amazon and Flipkart events. If you open that and if you click on the spin for the first time, you will get one more chance option. So why we get this is this will gain the attention of the users. So they will think that we are lucky enough to get one more chance. For the second spin, if you spin for the second time, you will get a costly item for just with very low amount, like 1 or 2 rupees. And then what you need to do is you need to share it with 10 other your friends in WhatsApp. So this is all the process. And one of my friends, what he did, he just played this game, and unfortunately or fortunately, he won Apple Mobile for just 1 rupee. So he was very excited and thinking that if I make my payment, if I didn't get the product, I may lose only 1 rupee. Or if I get the product, it values around 1 lakh. Thinking like that, he made the payment like 1 rupee. So after 5 minutes after this payment, he got a message from bank saying that you have been debited rupees 20,000. So what it is a trap made by the cyber attackers or hackers. So let me explain some of the techniques we use for mobile hacking. Firstly, blue hacking. Blue hacking is nothing but Bluetooth hacking. So here hackers try to get the access to your mobile through unprotected Bluetooth network. Unprotected means the older version. The current version of Bluetooth is 5, and other thing is we can't update our Bluetooth versions. Whatever the version we got at the time of purchase will remain same until the end of that phone. We can't update the Bluetooth version. So so for your protection, what you need to do is turn off your Bluetooth and on only if it is required. Coming to mobile applications, we are having a lot of third-party stores to download applications. Other than Play Store, we are having a lot of stores where we can download our applications, mobile applications. Those are not verified, and it may contains virus or malware in it. So this software obtains access to, if you install these softwares, these will these will obtain access to sensitive information such as bank card details, access to our camera, microphones, and contacts in our mobile. Moving on. Fake text support. So if you open some browsers, sometimes we'll find a pop-up message saying that your mobile has been infected, and there are a lot of security issues in your mobile. Please fix the below link to please click on the below link to fix them. You'll get the pop-up with this kind of message, and if you click on that, they will make you do payments to some unnecessary services. So those are user services. So they make us to purchase that. That is called fake tech support. And moving on to Trojans. Trojans is a kind of malware. So it appears like an original application. In this case, victims themselves provide access to their devices by clicking allow to terms and conditions. So if you observe while you are installing a new application in your mobile, it will ask for permissions like camera, microphone, media, location. So if you click, we generally allow all these permissions, right? So as this Trojan appears like an original application, we may allow all these permissions. So that is one of the kind of mobile hacking. Moving on to mobile phishing. So if you observe these days, we are getting a lot of messages like SMS with a link in that. If you open that link, it will ask for our credentials to enter. It will ask for our banking information or your any account details. If you blindly enter your username and password, it what will happen is your password and username will go to the hacker and your account has been taken by the hacker. This is one kind of mobile application. So in recent times, we are seeing a lot of banking phishing attacks. Like we are getting messages from banks saying, please change your password with that link. If you change our password, the password which we are having is go to the attacker and he can take over the account, take over our banking account. So these are some of the mobile hacking techniques. And let's see what are the security measures you need to take care while using smart mobile with internet. Firstly, we need to update our operating system and our applications. So we are using a lot of applications we are downloading from Play Store, right? We need to update them regularly. On regular basis, you need to check them and you need to update them. And avoid public Wi-Fi. Don't connect to public Wi-Fi. Okay, no one will give it for free. So if they are giving it for free, there is some other intention behind that. So please avoid public Wi-Fi and use two-factor authentication. So these days we are getting two-factor authentication for mobiles too, like fingerprint along with PIN, face detection along with PIN. So this is the option we are getting. So please enable that. And as I said, download applications only from genuine Play stores. Don't go for third party services. Okay. And antivirus softwares. Download antivirus softwares for your mobile. So we are having a lot of antivirus softwares for mobiles, so you can use them and use strong password. So I had seen a lot of people using a simple passwords like 0000 or 1111 or 1234. So don't use these kind of guessable passwords. Use more complicated and complex passwords. So let's see what are the opportunities we are having in cybersecurity. So worldwide, we are having around 3.5 million jobs to be created next year. For the next year, we are going to see 35 lakhs jobs only in the field of cybersecurity worldwide. Let's come to India. India alone need 1 million cybersecurity professionals by 2020. That means this year itself, we need 10 lakh cybersecurity professionals. There is a huge industry gap for cybersecurity. And coming to salary, the interesting point, the average salary of cybersecurity first responders with 2 years of experience is 15 lakhs rupees. Just assume that. So there is lot of demand for cybersecurity and the supply is very low. That is the reason, that is the one of the reason why companies are paying that much of salary. So you may have a doubt, there are a lot of openings, we may get job just like that. It won't happen. security is very important for every company. So they only consider certified and quality experts for taking into that particular field. Moving on. So we need some skills for getting our career starting with cyber security. So these are like if you want to start your career in cyber security, these are the basic things you need to start with, like networking. You need to know everything in network. You don't need to be master in it, but you need to have a basic idea in every concept of networking. So you need to have idea about port numbers, devices, and all. And coming to Linux, Linux is one of the operating system, and in cyber security, we mostly go with Linux, Kali Linux operating system. So you need to be expert in it because this operating system itself consists around 400 hacking and testing tools. Around 400 hacking and testing tools. So we need to be expert in Kali Linux, this Linux operating system. Coming to certifications, uh, for starting your career, you need to do some certifications. Like there are a lot of certifications related to cyber security, but to start with, you can go with CompTIA Security Plus and CompTIA Network Plus and Certified Ethical Hacker. So these are best in the market right now. As I said you before in the last slide, cyber security first responders with 2 years of experience will get 15 lakhs, right? For going to that particular role, you need to do a certification called Certified Cyber Security First Responder. So in certifications, we have some levels in cyber security. The first level will be CompTIA Security Plus, or CompTIA Network Plus, and Certified Ethical Hacker. And in the second level, we can see Certified Penetration Tester and Certified Cyber Security First Responders, and there's some other. So if you want to do level 2 certification, you need to do either single certification from level 1. So either you need to do CompTIA Security Plus, or either you have to do Certified Ethical Hacker. So I will sometimes I will get a lot of questions about this particular question, like do we need coding skills in cyber security? Let me say this, most of the times we use predefined tools for testing and providing security. Yes, we need coding in some cases, but you don't need to be expert in that. You don't need to write pages of code, or you don't need to build an application. You don't need to develop an application. We can actually use, there are a lot of predefined tools. We can actually use them, and definitely having coding knowledge is added advantage. Definitely it is added advantage. But to start with, you can go with predefined tools. And there are a lot of opportunities, like you can also develop your own tool. If you have your coding knowledge, you can develop your own tool. So you can start your own services with that. So having coding knowledge is always advantage. So need of cyber security. So by 2021, they are roughly, sorry, by 2020, this year, we can see roughly 200 billion connected devices. So let us consider this example. In a house, there are 4 people. All 4 of them have their own smart mobiles, and their own laptops. Those are all connected with internet. Along with these devices, we're having tablets. We are using tabs like TVs, smart TVs, and a couple of Google Assistants and Amazon Assistants. So there are a lot of devices which we can connect it to. Excuse me, which we can connect it to internet. So increasing in the connected devices is always increasing the possibility of cyber threats. So if you see, only 38% of global organizations claim they are prepared for cyber attacks. So what about remaining 62% of organizations or companies? They are not at all ready. That is the reason why companies started hiring cybersecurity professionals. Just remember, a single cyber attack will impact company's reputation and loss its customers and clients. So the total cost of cyber crime committed globally has added up to $600 billion, says McAfee. McAfee is one of the world's leading cybersecurity company, and it has recently released an article saying the cyber crimes committed globally has added up to $600 billion. Just imagine that figure. So let's see some domains in cybersecurity. So there are six major domains in cybersecurity, like information security, network security, software security, malware analysis, and digital forensics and incident response. Let me give a brief introduction about each domain. Information security. So information security is protection of your information from unauthorized access. Unauthorized access means without permissions. If you get access to a computer or data, it is called unauthorized access. And unauthorized access and identity theft. What is identity theft? Identity theft is the attacker will use your information to commit a cybercrime. Like he will mask himself. If you see a lot of hacking images, you will see always hacker with a mask, right? So he will mask himself, putting your face on it. So what actually happened is actually what the report says is you committed the crime, but actually hacker committed, and he just used your information for committing committing a crime. That is what identity theft is. And coming back to information security protects the privacy of our information and hardware that we use. Moving on to network security. Network security protects the integrity and software of the network, safety of the network, and the information shared over the network. So there are a couple of softwares for doing that. Like for securing the network, we use a couple of softwares and hardwares like antivirus, anti-spyware, firewalls, and VPNs, and IDS, intrusion detection systems, and intrusion prevention systems. So let's move to the next slide. Software security. We can also say it as application security. So application security protects applications from threats that occurs during the due to the flaws in application design, development, installation, upgradation, or maintenance phases. We try to find the vulnerability in the application before the attacker do, and we'll try to catch them. So that is how we secure the applications. So pen testing, as I said, this pen testing role comes in application security as well as network security. Also, we have penetration testing role. Moving on to the digital forensics. Digital forensics deals with the recovery and investigation of materials found in digital devices. It is related to computer crimes. Like digital forensics is related to is a time what we call is they are something like police in cybersecurity. Once a digital crime has happened, a cyber crime has happened, we can see a digital forensics team there for the investigation process and the further operations. So moving on, malware analysis. Let me explain this with an example. Let's say you want to download a particular application from internet. You downloaded that particular application, and sometimes will get infected with virus sometimes. So in that particular scenario, or let's take the same scenario in corporates. If a system was affected with a virus, it will spread to all other systems, right? So for that, what this malware team will do is they will do reverse engineering and try to figure out what is the first affected computer, and they will try to find the what particular software is affected, and they will find that particular code in that particular software, malicious code in that particular software. That is the job of malware analysis. Coming to incident response, let me explain this also with an example. Let's say we are having a company called A. We have a massive cyber attack on our company, so that we can't stop our operations and we can't stop our services, right? Yes, in this case, we can see malware, incident response team. They will come into the picture and they will give us a BCP called Business Continuity Plan, so that we can continue our operations. So let us take the present situation. Due to COVID-19, like coronavirus, everything has been locked out, and everything has been locked out, and still companies operations are running, right? There are a lot of companies, their services are, they're doing their providing their services and their operations are running. So like that, every company has a backup plan, which is given by incident response team. This team is very important in particularly in cybersecurity. Let's see some cyber attacks. I will talk about some major cyber attacks happened till now. Yahoo Mail, I think you all know about it. It is one of the most prominent internet giant. In the year 2013 to 14, the cyber attack has took place, and the data stolen was names, date of births, email addresses, passwords, as well as social security questions and answers. Everything that is present in the server has been taken out by the hacker. The number of affected users are 3 billion. 3 billion users has been affected, and Yahoo Group once valued $100 billion. Before the attack, it was valued about $100 billion. And after the attack, it was sold for Verizon for only $4.48 billion. If you remember, I just said a point. I just want to remind you that a single cyber attack will impact company's reputation, and it may lose its clients and customers. This is the point I just told in the past slides. So that is what happened with Yahoo. With a single cyber attack, it has lost all its customers, and it has lost its money, its value, and everything. Moving on to eBay. eBay is one of the e-commerce giant, was subjected to cyber attack in 2014. The data stolen here was names, date of births, addresses, and encrypted passwords. The number of affected users are 145 million users has been affected. And the interesting point here is hacker got access to the eBay server, and he was just watching all the activities on the eBay server for 229 days. For 229 days, hacker is in eBay network. He's watching all the activities over there. So Equifax. So Equifax is one of the credit card issuing companies in US. This is one of the most reputed company, and this attack took place in 2017. And the data stolen was personal data that includes full names, social security numbers, date of births, addresses, driving license numbers, and number of affected users are 145.5 million users have been affected. And Equifax also confirmed that at least 2,09,000 customers' credit card credentials has been taken in the attack. So that is very huge number. So let me complete this slide. Coming to Uber. Uber is one of the taxi providing service, and it was happened in the year 2016. The data stolen was names, mobile numbers, email addresses, and driving license numbers. The number of affected users are 57 million Uber users and 6 lakhs Uber driver accounts has been stolen. The company offered hacker an amount of massive $1 lakh to destroy the data. He don't need to do anything. Just to delete the data, they are paying $1 lakh for hackers. So you may have a doubt. In most of the cases, the data stolen was names, email IDs, mobile numbers, and driving license number. So what hackers will do with this? So they will sell it in the black market. As I said, there is a chance for identity theft, like they will use your information to perform an attack. And the information which they found was they will sell it in the black market. So if you observe, sometimes you will get emails with unknown services. So we never seen that service, we never heard about it, and we never registered for it. Still, will get some random messages, email IDs, and some random SMS. So how we are getting is this one of the reason. And moving on. So this is one of the interesting slide. Just a comparison, just a similar comparison between human virus and computer virus. So here computer virus was WannaCry, and human virus was COVID-19, that is coronavirus. So let me give a brief about WannaCry. WannaCry is a computer virus. It has affected around 2 lakh computers across 150 countries in 2017. A few years back, we have seen this attack, and this particular attack will encrypt our computer so that we can't use our computer. So everything, every data, images, videos, or your company files, whatever we are having in our system, everything is being encrypted. To decrypt it, to use our data, we need to pay hackers some money, some X money. So it is called WannaCry. It is called this ransomware attack, and WannaCry is one of that attack. And let's compare with COVID-19. The duration it took to spread is for WannaCry it took 1 month, and for this COVID-19 it is taking around 14 days for seeing that particular symptoms in a human. And the affected users are about 2 lakh systems, and we are seeing it is more than 15 lakhs, and we are seeing a lot of humans affected with this particular virus. And coming to treatment, like, is there any software is there any antivirus, or is there anything to remove this particular virus? No, there is no that kind of virus, antivirus. There are 5 chances to decrypt it, but we can't say that we can decrypt all our data. There is only 5% chance, but that too, it is not sure. Coming to COVID-19, we have no treatment, no particular treatment for this. We don't have any medicines for this. We have good immunity system, we can recover. Beyond that, we are not having any particular treatment for this particular COVID-19. So coming to conclusion, every large organization has suffered cyber security compromises. So that is one of the main reasons why companies started hiring cyber security professionals. So this is the best time for you to work on your career. And so not only cybersecurity, there are a lot of other uh, uh, domains where you have good opportunities, but particularly coming to cybersecurity, the demand has increased from past 2 years, and seeing the statistics, we can find a lot of job openings coming 2 years. As you are doing your BTech, most of you guys are doing your BTech, and you will complete your graduation within 2 to 3 years. So coming 3 years, we will see a lot of jobs only in the field of cybersecurity. Just imagine with that particular skills, what I have explained you in the previous slides, you will get that 15 lakh salary. So you need to be an expert. As I said you before, there are a lot of jobs means you won't get jobs just like that. You need to, they are only taking certified, and so you need to be expert in that particular chosen technology. Whatever the technology it is, you need to be expert in that. So so that is one of the reason why you can choose cybersecurity as your career option. So what are the offerings we are providing for cybersecurity? Or we are providing internships for them. We are providing fast track courses, like it will be for 2 weeks duration. We'll complete cybersecurity course, and full-time course. This will be for 1 month duration course. And coming to job guaranteed program, so we'll train you in every aspect according to the jobs required in the present field, and will help you in getting a job in this cyber security field. And as I said, you need to be skilled enough and quality enough to get a job, right? So we are experts in making you experts, and we will help you getting a job with better salary than the market. That is, we can promise you. And other thing is, we need your commitment. So you need to work for more than 10 hours a day to get to go into that kind of position. So not only for cybersecurity, for any field you want, if you want to go to a good position with a good package, you need to work hard in your initial days, like first 2 to 3 years. You need to work a lot so that you no need to see back then. So coming to overseas opportunities, I said you before, we are having our parent company in US. It's Maxotech Solutions. So if our team will help you, if you want to pursue your career, or if you want to do job or work, study in US, will definitely help you, right from applications and admission process, to visa stamping process, to traveling and accommodation assistance, to continuous immigration guidance, to job guarantee training and assistance program. Will help you in every aspect of these things until you get a job. Will help you out in US. And in US particularly, you have placed as I said, you have placed more than 300 students only in US. So more than 100 to 200 students in US. And moving on, so we are on social media. So please follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, or LinkedIn. So we are planning a lot of other events, like a lot of webinars on trending technologies. Along with, we are planning some other programs which we are going to post it on social media. So if you follow us, you can get with notified with those things. And if you have any queries, if you want to reach us, if you have any questions, you can write a mail to hello@techiefrogs.com. Or if you want to talk to us, you can call to this particular number, 8328179737. You can call to this number, or you can write mail to hello@techiefrogs.com. And thank you again for being part of this webinar, and thank you for your time. I think you have learned something about this technology, and as I said, we are experts in making. So please just think about if I can I sustain my life in choosing by choosing cybersecurity as my profession. Just think like that and just try to do your own ground research, and then you can actually approach us for any guidance or help. We'll definitely help you. And yeah, thank you for being part of this webinar. Thanks a lot.